We are recording. My name is Ted Meyerson. I'm a volunteer with AARP Maryland. I'm speaking with Joy Hatchette, who is the Associate Commissioner for Consumer Education and Advocacy at the Maryland Insurance Administration. I've asked Joy to help me learn something about the Maryland Insurance Administration, because when I hear the word insurance, my gracious, it covers a multitude of things. So Joy, let's start from the beginning. What is the Insurance Administration?
So first of all, thank you, Ted, for inviting me here to speak with your organization today. The Maryland Insurance Administration is the state agency that is responsible for regulating the business of insurance. We are the ones that make sure that the insurance companies, the insurance agents, anyone that touches and does the business of insurance complies with all of Maryland laws. We make sure that the policies, the rates, and all of that are in compliance. So what? What does that mean for the consumer? So we make sure that, and we try to make sure that consumers understand their insurance policies. They know what their policies cover and they don't cover. They understand how much they're paying and why they're paying that amount for insurance. And then if they have a claim, we try to make sure that they understand the claims process, what to expect, and what they can do in order to make sure that they get what they're entitled to under the terms of their policy. And we do that for all types of insurance: your auto, your home, your renters, your life insurance. To the extent that you have health insurance, while we don't regulate Medicare, we do regulate the Medicare supplemental policies. But basically, if it's an insurance product that's sold in the state of Maryland, we are the people that you come to for help. And that's in a nutshell who we are and what we do.
Well, there are so many kinds of insurance. You must have about a zillion people working at the administration.
There are approximately 200 people on our staff, and they all have different roles. I mean, we've got a good number of our staff are dedicated to assisting consumers with consumer complaints. But then we also have a whole section that makes sure that the insurance companies are what we call solvent, so that if you have a claim, we've got people making sure that they have money in the insurance company to pay those claims. Then we've got another section that looks at the rates and the forms, but in total, our staff is about 200 people.
That's amazing. You guys must work pretty hard every day.
Yes, we do.
Does the insurance I'm sorry, does the Insurance Administration help consumers directly?
Yes, we do. And we do that in a number of ways. First, as the title of my unit sounds, Consumer Education and Advocacy. So we try to educate consumers, and we do that in a variety of ways. If you look at our website, we have a number of consumer brochures on just about every topic that's out there. We also have lots of videos. We have some very short videos, some longer webinars that can help you learn about insurance. Actually, 2 nights ago, we had a seminar on annuities, and people can attend virtually and learn for an hour all about annuities. And then we also do a lot of in-person events. You can find us at your senior center, libraries, MVAs, fairs, all kinds of different locations where we'll have a table set up and you can come and pick up materials or ask us questions, because our primary role is to help educate you before you buy that policy. Because what we want to do is when you're making the purchase, you get the policy that's right for you. But let's just say that you buy a policy and then you're unhappy when you have a claim. You think that the insurance company is not helping you or not paying the way that they should. We also have a whole group of people that every day, all day, they handle consumer complaints. And you can basically file a complaint by going online. And let me mention our website, insurance.maryland.gov. And let me say that again, insurance.maryland.gov. And if you go to our website, you'll find all these wonderful brochures. You'll find where you can see us in person or virtually, but you can also go to our website and file a complaint. Also, if you want to talk to us, you can call us 1-800-496-6116. Let me repeat that phone number, 1-800-496-6116, and someone will answer the phone and help you that way as well.
That's amazing that you're that versatile as an administration, because you're talking about setting ground rules, enforcing those ground rules, and helping consumers who need assistance within those ground rules. That's pretty amazing. So if I had a complaint, what kind of complaints do you get?
We get complaints from all types of complaints. So let me give you a couple of examples. Let's say you're in an automobile accident and you file your claim with your insurance company, and the insurance company doesn't answer your call. We get complaints about that. I have something in my unit called a rapid response program, where we have direct contact with the insurance company. We get on the phone with the insurance company to make sure that they call the consumer back. Let's say that they do call you back, but they're not settling the claim the way you think is appropriate. What we'll do is, first of all, explain the claims process to you, what to expect, and then we'll make sure that the insurance company is acting in compliance with the law. Now, I say in compliance with the law because at the end of the day, it may not be the result that you want, but it's the result that the law requires. One of the other big areas that we get lots and lots of complaints is after one of these major storms or even a minor storm, and a person has damage to their home and they file a claim with their homeowners company, and the homeowners company, for example, only pays for damage to a portion of their roof. And the consumer says, well, wait a second, I want a whole new roof. Under the terms of most insurance policies, you're only going to get paid for what's damaged by the storm. So my team will explain that to you, but we'll also review what the insurance company did to make sure that it's in compliance with Maryland law. On the issue of, like I said, we had that webinar about annuities. If people have complaints or issues with the way their insurance company is handling an annuity or a life insurance policy. I mean, as you know, there are tons of different types of life insurance policies, and frequently people don't understand the nuances of their life insurance policy. We've got a whole team of folks that's what they do every day, all day. And I tell people, if you're not sure whether it's something that we can help you with, come to us. And if we can't help you, we'll let you know. Don't hold back and guess. Come to us and we will help you to the extent we can. And if we can't, we'll try to refer you to the appropriate agency.
How many calls do you get in a period of time, a year or a day or whatever?
I mean, we get a lot of them, and I couldn't tell you how many. I can tell you that after a major event, obviously our call volume goes up. During open enrollment, our call volume goes up. I mean, it's basically our team is there to, and if for some reason we had a huge increase in the number of calls, what we would do is we would move staff to assist, because that is one of the commissioner's key things, is she wants to make sure that we are there to assist consumers. But in terms of how many calls we actually get, it's a lot.
It's just, now is open season for supplemental for Medicare, right? So if somebody doesn't quite understand what medical advantage is or of the supplemental program, do they call you and get that information, or do they call someplace else?
So this is what I would say. They can call us and we will, to the extent that we can, we will explain the Medicare supplemental policies to them. But we would also probably tell them to talk to the SHIP or the Department of Aging in their locality, because what we can't do, because we're a regulator, is say you should pick this one. So we can't give you the same sort of selection options that a SHIP could give you. Because as a regulator, just like with the auto, I mean, frequently consumers say to me, well, which auto insurance should I choose? I'm a regulator. I can't give that. I can give you the tools so that you can make that selection. But when it comes to the Medicare, there's another wonderful resource, the SHIPs in each locality, that can help them make that selection.
For people who might not know, SHIP is?
It's the Senior Health Insurance Program. And then also when you get on the shore, on the Eastern Shore, they're called MACs, M-A-C. And if you want a list of your MAC or SHIP, go to our website, insurance.maryland.gov, and you'll see a link. And actually, we've got a Medicare page. Go to that page and it'll give you the phone number and, if appropriate, the website for the different local, because it's in each jurisdiction. Each county and the Baltimore City have their own, be it a SHIP or a MAC.
That's most interesting, because I know that people are always confused. And so your job is to try to go through the confusion and give them information they can use. That sounds like a wonderful place to go to, you know? Are there kinds of questions you can't help?
Well, one of the things, and it's not really a question, but it's something that we hear, especially from our older adults. When you first get your home, you're required to have a mortgage, and the lender requires you to have homeowners insurance. Once you pay off that home, we have many of our older adults, let's face it, money is tight. And so they're looking for ways to save money. There are a number of our older adults that drop their homeowners insurance, or they cut back on the coverages. Then they come to us when they've had a major event, be it a fire, wind damage, or something else. and either to say, what can I do? I have this damage and my home is either not insured at all or underinsured. And what we try to do is there's really not a lot that we as an insurance administration can do at that point. So what we try to do with our older adults is when we go out and speak to their groups is tell them your homeowner's insurance is one of those necessities. It's basically the security that you have on your most important investment, and don't let it go. It's important that you keep that homeowner's insurance policy. On a sort of related note, one of the things we also hear too many times is my mom or my dad passed away. I know they had a life insurance policy. We can't find it. We don't know what insurance company they had it with. What can we do? So the first thing that I want to tell those moms and dads, and all of us like to keep sort of information private, but when it comes to your life insurance policy, make sure someone knows where it is. Make sure someone knows what company it's with, because the last thing you want is you've put all of this money into a life insurance policy and then no one can find it to use that policy for the purposes that you want. Now, that being said, if the parent or someone else does pass and hasn't given you that information, there are a couple of things that you can do to locate that life insurance policy. First thing, are a couple of things that are pretty obvious. Go back through the bank accounts and look to see where checks were written, and go back through all of the papers. But let's say you do all of that. The National Association of Insurance Commissioners has created something called a life insurance locator. And that locator can help look for life insurance policies. And you can find that life insurance locator on our website, and you'll see, once again, go to insurance.maryland.gov and look for life insurance locator. Now, there's certain information that you're going to need. You're going to need the accurate name of the person. So if the person has been married and divorced and they've had a couple of name changes, you'll need all of those names. You'll need to have accurate addresses. You'll need to have a social security number. The more information you have, the more likely it is that they'll be able to locate the life insurance policy. So those are the two big things that we see with our older adults.
I'm going to repeat those just for emphasis. The one is to keep your homeowner's insurance. And I guess you could step that down to even renter's insurance for the same reason, because a renter can lose everything in the apartment. So keep that, because it's a vital investment on your part. And secondly, if we're talking to people who are now still able, write down all the information that you need to pass on to somebody. Not only insurance, but bank accounts, anything, everything. Credit card numbers, credit card companies, banks, everything. And I think I'm not leading you. I think that's where you want people to go.
Exactly. I mean, I know when my mother passed away, she really made sure that my sister and I, it was easy for us. She let us know where everything was so that we weren't sort of trying to figure things out. And that goes as far as the bank accounts, because that is one of the things that causes the children angst, and we don't want to do that.
This has been a fascinating conversation, and I really do appreciate all the information that you've offered us. The Insurance Administration is a wonderful organization beyond being able to talk about, because you do so much with so few people. And so I want to thank you again for this conversation. And I want to repeat again, the webpage is www.insurance.maryland.gov. And I'm going to let you tell people one more time what the phone number is, because I don't have that one in front of me.
It's 1-800-492-6116. 1-800-492-6116.
Joy, thank you so much. I know that the warnings you've given will be joyful to people when something adverse happens. Be well.
Thank you. And thank you again for inviting me.